The local church has the power to influence the nation and international nations. The Christian needs to understand that the community needs us, and we might not know how to do it, but we just have to say, Lord, whatever it takes, whatever you want me to do, I will be available. Then God will make a way. But you have to, one of my things that I wrestled with is I was a pastor. I'd pastored all these years. I had learned how to minister to people and to reach out to people in a ministerial way, but I hadn't learned how to reach out to my community and make a difference in my community. And through that life experience of doing it one step at a time, I began to see the important role that the church should have in the community as well as the Christian individual. And now that's what I do. I share with people the importance of doing that, but more importantly, how to do that. God didn't design this country to be run from the top down. God designed this country to be run by the bottom up, we the people. We're a light, and when we bring it out from under the bushel, I like to say it this way, the bushel is our church walls. The bushel that we've been hiding our light under is behind our stained glass buildings, and say this is where God can operate. But really where God wants to operate is He wants the influence of the light of God in us to move outside of those walls, to begin to bring light into a dark community, to change our communities. The problem, you know, we have problems with drugs. We have problems with crime. We have problems with poverty. We have those problems in every community. But the answer to those problems is the Christian. But it's not just praying, it's getting involved, because God will give you ideas on how to change your community to allow it to become prosperous. God can use you to reduce crime by helping out and being involved in the community to help reduce crime, or to deal with the things that are happening in your community or in your school board. The problem is that we do not have the Christian involvement that we need. The most minor thing you can do is vote. I mean, I'm going to say most minor, but it's the easiest thing you can do. But if Christians don't believe that God wants to use that as a witness, they don't follow through on it. See, God, that is your way when you vote. That is God's way of you being a witness to the community of what you stand for. So when you vote based upon what your belief system is, and that is a way of your witness being an influence to your community. And that means local, state, and federal. Sometimes we think that if we just vote in the national elections, that settles everything. The church was established, God established the church in every community so that that church would be a light to that community, and that God's blessing would be on every community. Pastors have to begin to see themselves beyond just pastoring their congregation, but begin to see themselves as pastoring a community, being an influence. Sure, they might not come to you as counselor. Sure, they might not come to you as an attendee, the people in your community, but you can still go outside of your four walls and bring the influence that God has within you into that community to make that community better. I had one person say this statement and said, well, you know, I don't know what to do. I didn't either. I said, God, I'm just available. And when you say yourself available, then God will give you a place that He can use you. But unless you realize that God can use you in those areas, and we're not in the church, we're not teaching our kids, we're not teaching our youth, we're not teaching our adults how to be involved at this grassroots level, we will never see the results in our communities like we should. There's no excuse for us not to be involved. We just need to learn that it is God's will for us to be involved.